Hey guys, Chelsea from Attention to Details, and I wanted to make a video real quick for any of you detailers out there who, or even if a mom or dad or anybody, I feel like right now there is a lot of panic, a lot of fear when it comes to the coronavirus, and I'm not necessarily looking to capitalize upon the fear or anxiety that is being produced from this. The point of this video is to help educate and inform. So I know that a lot of detailers that are friends of mine have been asking the question of, is it okay to make, create a service to help sanitize or disinfect your car's interior? And for those of you parents who you've kind of thought through, okay, so we're being vigilant, we're self-distancing, we're self-quarantining, and a lot of, like me, I don't know if any of you moms or dads are like me, but I have been, telling my kids, wash your hands thoroughly. I've been trying to wipe down hard surfaces with Clorox wipes and try to keep my home cleaner. I've been definitely educating my kids on best hygiene practices possible, and if there's any good that comes from this virus, it's hopefully that from moving forward we can continue this these best practices for hygiene, especially flu season. I feel like these are very basic things that are being effective in treating the coronavirus, of washing your hands for 20 seconds and not necessarily if you're sick, stay home. These are common sense practices that I feel like a lot of people have just been like, I have to work, I'm going to go to work even if I'm sick. Well, you're continuing to spread any virus, be it a cold, the flu, anything. So, if there's any good that can come from this, it's this. But for a lot of you detailers who are saying, what can I offer as a service, or parents that are thinking through, I know if for me, I feel like I'm in my car more than I'm in my home. And I definitely try to keep my vehicle clean and also wipe it down frequently, because my kids are constantly picking their nose and then drawing on the windows and touching things, and it's just gross, the inside of a car sometimes. I've actually heard some studies or read some studies that said that the inside of your vehicle, from driver's steering wheel, gear shifts, turn knobs, handles, have more germs than a toilet seat. Think about that. So we definitely need to be vigilant in making sure that all of our surfaces are clean and that we try to help prevent the spread of viruses, whether it be coronavirus, flu, cold, sinus infections, whatever. I know bacterial can be fought, but viruses, they kind of have to run their course. And so I thought I would do a video on things that I have researched. Now, again, I am not an expert. I've just been researching and doing a lot of online studies. I touched my face, don't worry. I washed my hands. I have gloves on. And honestly, have any of you, like, after they started saying stop touching your face, like, you can't stop touching your face. Like, my nose itches all the time now because of this. I feel like I have a little bit of Tourette's, but I know, I get it, the irony. So, do as I say, not as I do, right? I feel like that's my life motto with my kids. But anyways, I've been doing a lot of research on this, and again, I'm not going to say that I'm a professional or by any means I have all the answers. And these are not 100% foolproof suggestions that I'm going to make. But when it comes to your car's interior, the things that I have read that are effective in removing the coronavirus, obviously, soap and water. That has been the one thing that I've read that has been the most effective, soap and water. That's why they're saying, even if you use hand sanitizers or Lysol wipes and things like that, they may not be as effective as just simply soap and water. So when it comes to cleaning your car's interior, that is a very safe, effective way to to clean the coronavirus. Now, obviously, you have to use common sense when you are working with electrical components and water. They don't mix well, obviously. So I've used it in the past. I've done several videos on it, but if you're going to use soap and water anywhere around electrical components, my tip is use your vacuum, your wet dry vac. Have it nearby. If you're going to saturate any sort of surface with a liquid, have your vacuum there to kind of pull out any of the moisture from the cracks and crevices where electrical components can get wet. That is my one recommendation there. A lot of moms, I feel like baby wipes, Lysol wipes, Clorox wipes, those are our go-tos. And so for any of you moms or even detailers who are simply just going to say, I'm going to wipe down every single surface with a Clorox wipe, such as this. These are the bleach-free kind. I use these in my house all the time for pretty much every surface when we're sick. They're fantastic at, disinfecting and killing 99.999% of bacteria and viruses. Never that 100%, because there's always that person. If you're going to use a wipe, such as that, if you have leather, hard surfaces, things like that, what happens is because of the surfactants and the cleaning properties within these type of cleaners, it can cause, especially if you use it over long term, it's going to cause your leathers and plastics to dry out. So you want to follow up with some sort of leather lotion. I really enjoy this one from Case 37, but there's ones that you can buy on a retail level at Walmart. Even Meguiar sells like a 3-in-1 cleaner, conditioner, polish, things like that for leathers. They're like what, $6-7 for a bottle, but it's a great way to kind of replenish any of the oils that you're pulling out of your plastics or leathers. So that is one option when it comes to kind of disinfecting your interior. Another option that I like to use is Spray 9. Again, readily available at Walmart. I actually just picked up another gallon off of Amazon for $14. I can't stop touching my face. It's ridiculous. I've read the SDS online of Spray 9, and it is very effective at killing like influenza type B and a lot of different viruses that can be spread through contact. They do recommend that in order for the disinfectant claims to be effective, you need to have a dwell time of 30 seconds at least. So to say that something like this is going to completely sanitize, and even any of these cleaners, disinfectants, things like this, in order for them to work, they have to dwell. I used to be a housekeeping supervisor at a local college, Lancaster Bible College, and in just learning about cleaning chemicals, things like that, in order for any cleaning chemical to be effective, it has to dwell for sometimes 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes. But because of evaporation, sometimes those chemicals don't get the dwell time that they need, and especially if you're working on a car's interior, if you're in a hot climate and things evaporate quickly, you may not get that dwell time to be able to 100% remove all of the germs and bacteria. So that's why I don't ever make the claims that I'm going to remove all viruses and bacteria, but you can definitely kind of help diminish the amount of bacteria and viruses that are in a vehicle or even in your home. All of these are fantastic ways to kind of clean your home, from the Clorox wipes to Spray 9, soap and water. I know that they say that bleach is an effective cleaner for inside of your home for hard surfaces. I wouldn't recommend bleach inside your car's interior unless you're looking for obviously your fibers, carpet fibers, seats, things like that to have damage. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend using bleach on your car's interior. That's why using these bleach-free Clorox wipes is a great way to kind of get best of both worlds, but safely. And if you want to kind of go to that nth degree, if you want to kind of take it to that next level, if you're a professional detailer or even a mom who is looking for really, really good deep cleaning, again, touching my, I'm sorry, it's just so bad. I know a lot of detailers have been saying steam is an effective way to sanitize or disinfect. I'm just going to put my hands behind my back so I don't have the temptation. Steam is an effective way to sanitize or disinfect a car's interior. From what I've been reading online, you need to have temperatures at greater than 200 degrees Fahrenheit for up to 2 minutes in order for it to sanitize. And I don't like using steam on the inside of a vehicle to disinfect. I will use it for deep cleaning. But if you use steam on the inside of a vehicle, too long, too hot, too close, you can burn plastics, damage leathers, you can melt, you can cause staining, you're going to pull the oils that are in the plastics out, and you're going to, that's where the staining comes into place. And it's not the best way to disinfect a car's interior. It is a great way to deep clean, but for any of you detailers that are saying I can steam clean and sanitize your car's interior, you might want to do a little bit more research from what I have seen, because if you're using it for proper procedures of 2 minutes up, you're going to cause damage. So There are definitely things that you need to research when it comes to making these claims. And another area that I've seen a lot, and I've at least done a lot of research, I've seen positive articles saying that an ozone generator is an effective way to kill the coronavirus. Now, there's two different ozone generators that are out there. So, ozone is created, and I'm going to try to get a little technical, see if I can remember from the articles that I've read. There is the lightning way, which is through UV rays, and then there is the electric way, forgive me, there's corona discharge, and then there's UV rays. Those are the two different type of ozone generators. I'm not going to remember all of the technical terms for it, forgive me. But essentially, this ozone generator that I have right here, I picked it up off of Amazon. It has an output of around 6,000 milligrams per hour. The base that they recommend in order to kind of help sanitize or disinfect is 3,000 milligrams per hour, and even that's going to be kind of putting things to the test. The max that they recommend is 12,000 milligrams per hour. I was in contact with an ozone generator company, and I had one that was 10,000 milligrams per hour, and it was super strong. And they actually said for automobiles that was overkill. Those are more for commercial or industrial applications, like if you're doing damage or what's the term I'm trying to, restorative services on the inside of a home from smoke damages. Fire companies sometimes will use that to try to help remove the smoke smell there. So the one that I have is 6,000 milligrams per hour, very affordable, but with ozone. Okay, so a little bit of scientific, essentially ozone is O3, and what you're doing is making pure oxygen. You're taking O2 from the fresh air that we breathe, and you are splitting those O2 molecules and making them to a more tolerable level. You're attacking pollutants that are within that environment, and kind of bringing it down to a safer level. And essentially, O3 is not safe for people to breathe. So when you're using an ozone generator, there are some basic principles to follow. One, you don't want to be in the vehicle when you're doing the ozone because it is toxic. It can cause you to pass out and be very sick. It's not safe. So do not do it in a vehicle while you are in it. Two, it needs fresh air in order to properly function. So if you are putting it in a vehicle with all the windows up, it's not going to work properly. When you put it in a vehicle, the way that I've done it in the past for smoke removal is I'll put it in the center of a vehicle. I will turn the fan to recirculate because you're wanting to get into the air conditioning ducts and things like that under every component, have all of your carpets and everything upright, seatbelts fully out, everything completely open so that it can make contact with that O3. But you also need fresh air. So there are high-end ozone generators that actually you would leave outside of the vehicle. Some would say have it in a higher location because of gravitational force. It's easier on the machine and for the fresh air to kind of be pulled in. But you would have it either outside of the vehicle with a tube put into a side mirror with the side mirror down, and then you would put that tube through there, and then you would kind of seal off with either foam or cardboard, towels, things like that all around it to kind of prevent the air from inside of the vehicle from escaping. But you have to have fresh air being piped in for the ozone generators to work. But the technique that I do is that I will put it inside the vehicle with the air on recirculate, and then I will have one of the vehicle windows cracked just a little bit so that way I have fresh air coming in. Again, I'm not necessarily using it in that way to disinfect. I'm using it for odor removal. It can cause the ozone generator to kind of have to work harder and break down faster over time. But, it is an effective way for killing, odor bacterias. And it's also, if you're using it outside the vehicle with fresh tubed air, or if you're using it properly, what I would say is if you're going to use it inside the vehicle with the window cracked, which is how I would use it, you're going to constantly need fresh air. So run it for 30 minutes, turn it off, air out the vehicle, let fresh air come in, and do another run with it if you're going to make the sanitation disinfectant claims for your customers. Now, again, I don't ever guarantee 100%. As soon as the customer gets in the vehicle, it's going to have germs. But it's a way to kind of keep things at a safer level, to prevent your car from being as contaminated as a toilet seat. So those are just some basic principles. And again, other cautions with the ozone generator: you never want to put it inside of a wet vehicle. So if you've shampooed any of the carpets or seats, you do not want to use an ozone generator until the interior is completely dry, because if you combine O2 with O3, it makes peroxide, which can damage the fibers of your vehicle. So just some basic principles when it comes to ozone generators. But for any of you who are just wanting to offer service to your customers, or if you're a mom or dad and you're looking to kind of clean your car's interior to a whole nother deeper level, all of these things can actually be used inside of a home as well. But again, do your research. I'm going to put 2 articles that I found for ozone generators down below that kind of share what I've stated in this video. For any of you who are saying, where's your research or things like that, again, I'm not going to say that I'm 100% knowledgeable in these areas. I'm trying to educate myself, and that's what I encourage any of you to do. Do research. If you have a chemical that you think is going to be effective in disinfecting or sanitizing surfaces, check the SDS. Check out what dwell times are required for those, and just make sure that you're using best practices. Obviously, wear gloves, soap and water. Don't do as I do. Try not to touch your face. But I just wanted to share with you guys some of those basic tips and principles on ways that we can kind of help our customers and ourselves from spreading this virus. My prayers for all of you as we are all having to deal with this epidemic, this pandemic. I'm here in Pennsylvania, where schools have been canceled for the next 2 weeks. I'm thankful that my mom is retired and she's watching my kiddos right now, so I can quick do this detail. But I wanted to jump on real quick with you guys and at least share with you the things that I have found, so that way all the information that I've researched is kind of in one central location. Feel free to share this with other customers if you are wanting to help educate them, if that's not necessarily a service that you want to offer, and customers say, how can I help sanitize my car's interior without damaging it? Please feel free to share this video with them. But again, I'm not looking to capitalize upon anything. In fact, I'm just wanting to help educate you as a viewer on ways to help kind of prevent this spread. My prayers for our leaders and for our doctors and nurses, that everyone makes wise choices, and that, Lord willing, this can come to an end quickly, and that we can have best practices moving forward to just keep everyone safe. So praying for all of you guys. Hang in there. For any of you moms who are at home with little ones and kiddos, I feel ya. I'm actually looking forward to it. I do have some details this week. I've had a couple cancel because of, kind of fear, and that's okay. We're going to carry on. I just pray that everyone has the supplies that they need and that God will provide. And there's best wishes and prayers for everyone. So have a great day. Have a safe day. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.